What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It is me, Sam Cardona, host of The Girl Who Talks Sports. We are back after a very, very long hiatus in which, after the Super Bowl, I said that I was going to be taking a break. I was unsure of how long that break was actually going to be. Turns out it was the entire NFL offseason. So what I've taken this time to do is just kind of revamp. As you can see, my background's a little bit different. I have some things in front of me instead. I got my computer here. Just kind of changing it up a little bit. As of this November of 2022, I will be doing this show for 4 years, which is crazy to me. So I am just happy to be back. And what better way to be back into the mix than with an NFL division prediction video. But before we get started, there's going to be a few changes to The Girl Who Talks Sports. We're going to probably be focusing more on YouTube now, but if you'd like me to post the YouTube audio to my podcast, I will happily do so. I just want to make sure people are still listening via the podcast and not just looking on YouTube. But our content's going to be more condensed. It's going to be a little bit shorter, a little bit fast paced. And I'm just really stoked to be back, guys. It was a long off season, but we're here. We're going to predict some divisions. We are going to get into it. And I am so freaking excited. I'm happy to be back. And thank you guys for having me back. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's not waste any more time. We've spent more than enough time. It's been like 6 months since I've spoken to you guys, so let's get into it. All right, we're going to start on the AFC side because I feel like the AFC is the more competitive conference. And I'm going to start with the most competitive division in the entire NFL, in my opinion. I think this is the most competitive. I just think it's going to be an insane year for the AFC West. So the AFC West, obviously, lots of big changes, but the Chiefs have obviously been this contender over the last couple of years. And obviously, the Chiefs are still a fantastic team, but there are definitely some more contenders within this division now. And I'm going to list off all 4 teams in the division in the order in which I think that they are going to end up. So we're starting with the Chargers. I do believe the Chargers are going to win this division this year, and no, it's not just because Justin Herbert is my fantasy quarterback. With, I think, one of the most creative names, if I do say so myself. The Chargers are this new team now, and Justin Herbert's been here for 3 years now. But what I'm very excited about within the Chargers' entire team is the defensive side of the ball. And if you don't think defenses win championships, you're wrong. Let's list off this defense, shall we? Joey Bosa, J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, Asante Samuel Jr., Kyle Van Noy joined this team. Derwin James just got paid. This defense, I genuinely think, is going to be one of the selling points within the AFC West. Also, I have the Chargers defense on my fantasy league as well. Oh, man. And I do feel that there will be a little backlash from this, and you might say, well, you just really like Justin Herbert, which is why you think the Chargers are going to win. Maybe. Would that be so bad? But genuinely, I do think that the Chargers are a good enough team now that they can win this division, and they can compete against the Chiefs, who I have coming in second place. The Chiefs versus the division are 32-4, so this is not going to be an easy stint. The Chiefs are very good within their division. However, they do have weak spots within their division. I remember, I think it was last year when the Raiders played the Chiefs and everybody was just so amazed that they beat them in prime time. But the Chiefs will be difficult. I just feel like they've lost a little bit of their pizzazz. That's a technical football term. The defense of the Chargers, I feel like, is going to be the strongest suit here, which you could argue for the Raiders as well. But while Derek Carr is a good quarterback, and I will never take that away from him, the Broncos have acquired Russell Wilson, as many people know. Just a side tangent to say that Russell Wilson is in a $25 million house now, 4 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms. To each his own, Russ. The Broncos are going to be doing better with Russell Wilson, but new team, new quarterback, new coach. This is a big transitional year. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. And like I said, we can make the argument that Devontae Adams with the Raiders is going to make that team even better, which he definitely is. I just still feel like the Chargers and the Chiefs are going to be the powerhouses within this division. Let's move on and go from the West to the South. The AFC South, I have Colts, Titans, Jags, and Texans. So this division I think is going to be very interesting as well. Matt Ryan joining the Colts is a very interesting thing, and I think it's going to be very good for the Colts. However, I'm interested that the traction of Matt Ryan going to the Colts is not the same traction that was received when Matt Stafford went to the Rams. I just think it's interesting that they're not automatically named Super Bowl contenders. Could also be the fact that their conference is incredibly competitive. And the Titans are in the division. However, after seeing the Titans lose to the Bengals in the playoffs last year, I feel like they are kind of on the decline as well. An interesting stat that I saw was that they are 6-2 in one-score games as of last year. You are just squeaking by with one-score games, which obviously a win is a win. But I just think that you need to be better and score more points to have more of that cushion there in order to really be considered this division-winning team, which is why I've put them in second. I don't think they're a bad team. Obviously, Derrick Henry is still on the team. But Matt Ryan being with the Colts, I feel like could really improve their team a significant amount and win the division. The Jags, unfortunately, are the Jaguars. I like Trevor Lawrence a lot. I think that he's going to be a very talented guy. Unfortunately, Trevor Lawrence, is on the Jaguars, and it's not going to be this walk in the park. Dougie P's in the mix now. Doug Peterson's over with the Jaguars now. Travis Etienne is returning for these guys, and I feel like they could have a decent season, but they have two teams that are significantly better than them within this division. I don't see the Jaguars coming out on top. And the Texans, of course, they've just been through a lot. I think that we should just support them in any way that we can. Davis Mills, you go, bro. You go. You keep on doing you. The Texans are not winning this division. To the North. The AFC North, I believe, would be the second most competitive division within the actual complete NFL. And obviously one of the big things that's in this room with the AFC North is Lamar Jackson getting his contract. People are talking about Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson obviously getting these huge contracts. Does that mean Lamar Jackson gets these? Does that mean he holds out? These are all questions that nobody has called me to tell me the answers to, unfortunately. But let's start with the Bengals. I have the Bengals winning this division. I mean, I feel like it's fairly self-explanatory here. One of the fastest turnarounds in a team I've ever seen in my entire life watching the NFL. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Unfortunately, they did lose CJ Uzomah when he went to the Jets, but I feel like this team is still going to be very strong, and keep on working on that offensive line, boys. Because if I see Joey B go down, it's over for everyone. Obviously started with the Bengals. Ravens, Steelers, Browns is the order in which we are going here. Now, the reason why I'm putting Browns in last place is because of the fact that Deshaun Watson is going to be out for 11 games. I just can't see the Browns coming back in those last... Why am I having such a hard time figuring out how much it is to 17? 6? I can't see that the Browns coming back from those 6 games with Deshaun coming back into the mix, that they can win the division. I can see them doing better. I can't see them coming back to win. And the Steelers, I'm really rooting for them. I want them to do good. My brother's a Steelers fan, as many of you know. Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, new quarterback room. We're getting into a different mix here now. We're getting into some new regime now that Big Ben's gone. I'm holding out hope for him. But the Bengals are, again, very impressive, beating the Titans and the Chiefs in the playoffs. Joey Shiesty, man. He's going to come in. He's going to do great things again. I love watching the Bengals play. So much. Like, so much. I love watching the Bengals play. And let's move to the last division we have in the AFC here. The AFC East. Now, I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna figure out where I'm going here. Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets. The Bills, and I will say this here, I've been saying it now for quite some time. The Bills are going to the Super Bowl. The Bills are my AFC team. It's not going to be easy, and I'm telling you right now. But that fire they have under them, that coin flip that's sitting in the back of their brain, I'm just so excited. So the Bills, obviously, this incredible team. I feel like I don't even have to go into it. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, everybody there. Their run game needs some help for sure, but I know that they drafted a running back. I know that they're working on that. So hopefully they've come full circle with this team and they will be the powerhouse that comes out of the AFC, goes to the Super Bowl, and wins. My notes, the only notes I have in front of me for the Bills just say, the Bills, are you kidding me? I think that's self-explanatory. The Patriots, I feel like, are still going to be a great team. It's Bill Belichick. You know, it's hard to root against that guy. But they do have this weird lack of coordinators, which I really don't understand. Unless it works for them, I'd really like to see how that works out. Old Giants coach Joe Judge is going to be back up there. They lost J.C. Jackson. Josh McDaniels obviously went to the Raiders. I think they're going to do good. Mac Jones coming in again. I hate Mac Jones, but I think he's a very good quarterback. 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns last year. Not too shabby. Bill Belichick teaching this young kid, new coordinators, figuring it out. They're still the Patriots. They're still going to be good, but not good enough to win the division. This is Bills country now. This is the Bills dynasty that they've patiently been waiting for since Tom Brady left. Now I have the Dolphins above the Jets, and originally I feel like the Jets were above the Dolphins for me here, but after Zach Wilson went down with that injury, not feeling great about it. And plus the Dolphins obtained Tyreek Hill, which obviously is a big addition to their offense. I don't want to undermine Tua. Jalen Waddle's on that team. Like that offense is good. Mike McDaniels is their new coach, who I love. I love Mike McDaniels. I think that he is very cranial. I feel like he knows the game of football. I feel like he has a different perspective on the game of football and can turn this Dolphins team around. However, like I said, you're still in this very weird, tough division. The Jets' defense is going to get better. Obviously, they drafted Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson, Robert Saleh's defensive mind. And on their offensive side, they drafted Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. All around good things. The Jets won the 2022 NFL draft, with the Giants being a close second. But they're all rookies. Takes a lot of time for these guys to be absolutely outstanding in the league. Not to say some of these guys might not be good. I think they're going to be good. Does that mean the Jets are going to beat the Bills and the Patriots in this division? No. Team Joe Flacco on this one, guys. Let's move on to the NFC, shall we? The NFC, we're going to start with the East because I need it out of my life. I cannot deal with the NFC East anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore. I just want things to start happening. NFC East, here's my list here. We got Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Commanders. I kid you not, I was this close to giving the Eagles the division, but I can't. My body rejected that idea, so I'm giving it to the Cowboys, which again, my body physically rejecting the idea. The Cowboys do have a recovered, I almost called him Dakota. They have a recovering Dak Prescott. They have a third-year CeeDee Lamb. They have a coach on a hot seat who either does well this year and doesn't lose his job, or does terribly and doesn't have a job anymore. The concern with the Cowboys is very obviously their struggling offensive line. And unfortunately, if Dak Prescott gets hurt again, obviously the Cowboys are just going to be a downfall. The reason why I almost gave it to the Eagles is just because of how well they drafted and how well they obtained new people, especially for their offense. A.J. Brown. A great addition to their offense with a Jalen Hurts who's coming into his own. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a lot of scared. And obviously their additions, Hassan Reddick was someone that they picked up as well. They drafted Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. It's just really, positive. They just got rid of Jalen Reagor, who apparently is just going to make that offense better without him there. However, I am putting the Giants at third there. I feel like the Giants are on the up. I'm pretty sure last year I said that the Giants were going to win the division last year, and I think that was just everything within my heart soul saying that. I don't know why I said that. But the Giants have a new head coach, they have a new GM, they did fantastic drafting. Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal, obviously, within that top 10. Just all around good stuff. Daniel Jones, obviously, his fifth-year option was not picked up. But I think that was for the better. So this is like, we said last year was his prove-it year. If this is not his prove-it year, I don't know when that prove-it year is happening. The offensive line has improved a bit, so hopefully that helps. But all around, I just can't see this Giants transitional year being good. I can't see them winning the division. I feel like in the future, hopefully it'll happen. This year, however, I just cannot see that happening. And obviously the Commanders have the NFC East return of Carson Wentz. I'm just putting them down at the bottom. They are just, not only is their defense kind of fell apart, their offensive line is weak, which doesn't help a already very weak Carson Wentz who gets injured quite often. Plus, NFC East teams know Carson Wentz. This is not a new guy that's coming into this division. I just can't see the Commanders commanding this division. Yay! All right, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about that. NFC North. The NFC North, I'm ready to cause the waves with. I'm ready for it. Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears. Now it's time to dissect this, right? The Packers, I really feel like, are a Super Bowl or bust type of team. Last year, I really was convinced that they were going to go to the Super Bowl. They've lost Davante Adams. Aaron Rodgers is like playing on Percocets. I just feel like they obviously are going to still win this division, head into the playoffs. Can't see them making a Super Bowl run, unfortunately. It is what it is. There's also no set wide receiver one on that team ever since Davante left. So, like, yes, you can have some wide receivers, but it's best if you have that one guy that's, like, really powerful on your offense. The Lions. I am very excited to watch the Lions play. Like, genuinely very excited. And I feel like they are going to be much better this year than they were last year. Jared Goff, on the up and up. No? Yeah, I think so. Their offensive weapons are just great, spectacular, everything he needs. DJ Chark, TJ Hawkinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, all very, very solid weapons to have for Jared Goff. And Dan Campbell, you cannot root against the man. You cannot root against Dan Campbell in any way, shape, or form. I don't know how people would. The Vikings, I have them third just because their new coach is coming in. The only saving grace on that team, in my opinion, is Justin Jefferson. Dalvin Cook could be considered, but he's having trouble with the law, or he did. So that could be, not great within the team. Kirk Cousins. I mean, consistent, not bad. I just can't see him being strong enough to win a division. Again, new coach. A lot of times these guys need at least one transitional year to get into the mix. And the Bears at the bottom, again, new coach and new GM. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between the Bears and the Giants. So bear with me. Something I've always said Daniel Jones needs is consistency, and he's never had that, and therefore he's never been able to succeed the way I feel like he can. Justin Fields, who might be more talented as a player, also doesn't have that consistency. The consistency is something that's important because when you have new offensive coordinators, you have new coaches, you have new schemes, you keep learning new things, and you're never consistent with how you can play and be better. Justin Fields is a good quarterback, but unfortunately the Bears are setting him up to just fail. He simply cannot carry the team on his back right now and have them be a good team, let alone win the division. Let's move on. NFC West. Another very difficult division. Competitive. Not as competitive as in the AFC though. I went back and forth about this for a very long time in which who I wanted to have win this division. Ultimately come to this. Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, Seahawks. Now, I went between the Rams and the 49ers to win this division for many reasons. Obviously, the Rams are Super Bowl champions. It's kind of hard to bet against the Super Bowl champions, right? But there's also that like Super Bowl hangover situation where like obviously they come off this amazing win, but can they repeat it? I was skeptical about the Rams last year too, and obviously they proved me wrong. But I mean, if you guys remember from my Super Bowl video back in the day, I did say that if Joe Burrow didn't get hurt, the Bengals were winning the Super Bowl. It feels just right to have them there, and the only reason why I don't have the 49ers winning this division is because they paid Jimmy G. Jimmy G got that contract. Trey Lance, the report came out, was upset about it. And I think I made a very good TikTok, I feel, personally, about this situation that I think embodied this entire situation.
You had to choose between SpongeBob and all the money I have in my pocket. Which would you take?
That depends. How much money are we talking about?
Mr. Krabs! 62 cents.
I'll take the money.
Mr. Krabs!
But the Rams, even with the loss of Robert Woods, obviously filled that gap with Allen Robinson, and the Rams are still going to be a good team and I think can still win this division. I need to see Trey Lance play and be good before I can go all in on the 49ers. Because if you're still paying Jimmy G, like that to me makes me think that, yes, Trey Lance is going to start, but just in case we have the highest paid backup in the league right here, who's gone to a Super Bowl in the past, lost, but went. I honestly feel like it'd be not the biggest shock in the world to see Jimmy G play this year. We'll see. The Cardinals obviously lost DeAndre Hopkins. He was suspended for PEDs, which obviously was not the best thing, but he will return midseason, and I think that same Deshaun Watson effect will come into play, where the Cardinals will get better when he comes back, but I can't see them getting the jump on things early on for the return of him. Kyler's situation's just weird. Why are we giving him homework? Why was that a thing in the contract? Why did that whole thing become an off-season story that everyone held on to for days? Very weird. And I also thought it was interesting that Cliff Kingsbury had Kyler Murray call plays during preseason, and it was almost like a lesson that was like, this is how hard it is. And it was almost to say, like, did Kyler think that it was easy to call plays? Like, I don't know. I just think that was a weird thing. Seahawks, unfortunately, falling apart. Pete Carroll's on the hot seat. They started Geno Smith over Drew Lock, although either way would have been the same. Just overall, the Seahawks not feeling great. I feel like they aren't going to do well at all this year. Let's finish off with the NFC South. Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. Underrated Falcons, I think, still at the bottom. Tom Brady obviously came out of retirement, as I told a lot of people he was going to do anyway. They gained a lot of people in the offseason. They lost Gronk, but they gained Julio Jones, Russell Gage. Super Bowl or bust kind of team again for the Bucks as it was with the Packers. At this point, I think Tom Brady just wants his legacy to live on. He wants to go out with that Super Bowl, and he can get it. Honestly, the only reason why I don't have the Saints winning this division is because Tom Brady came back. Can't bet against Tom Brady. But the Saints, I feel, will improve. However, they just lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Eagles, which I forgot to mention when we talked to NFC East. Winston's coming off an injury. Can he stay healthy? I don't know. They have Andy Dalton to back him up. All around with the new coach, no Sean Payton. Team's very different. There's a lot of coaching changes this year. I just feel like the Saints can be good, will be good. Jameis has just got to stay healthy. The Panthers, which obviously our best friend in the world, Baker Mayfield, has now gone to. I want to see Baker succeed. I want to see him just absolutely obliterate the Browns week 1, too. I just love to see that. But Baker is Baker. A good quarterback, average enough, on this new team. He can get things done, but not a division win. And finally, the Falcons. Obviously, we talked about Matt Ryan going to the Colts. Marcus Mariota is the starting quarterback. Feel like he is. I don't even know if that was officially named or not. I can't even remember. But I think the Falcons are just a mess in general. Calvin Ridley was suspended. Don't even get me started on that whole thing. I can't even begin to fathom all that situation. I just think that it's going to be a good season all around. But those are my division predictions. Guys, I'm just super happy to be back. I'm super happy to make this video. If you guys want more content, please just let me know. I want to do more YouTube stuff. I want to do more creative stuff. I want to do more football stuff. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that the football is back. You have no idea. Let's do the whole shebang here, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Girl Who Talks Sports. You can follow me on Twitter at TGWTS Podcast. And my TikTok name has changed. It is no longer The Girl Who Talks Sports. It is just Sam Cardona with 3 A's at the end. If you want to follow me there, I'm still posting TikToks, having a great time. So make sure to follow me all there and let me know if you want me to post the YouTube audio to podcast for you guys to listen to. I'd be more than happy to do that. And don't forget to subscribe. Like and subscribe to the video. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I appreciate those who have stayed, who have stuck around over these last 6 months of obviously me making no content, but it was beneficial to me and my mental health. Overall, great stuff. I'm super stoked and happy kickoff. Go Bills! Let's go Bills! Bye!